Welcome to Walnut Canyon Reservoir. My name is Don Calkins. I'm Assistant General Manager for Public Utilities Municipal Water System. It's an honor to welcome you to the rededication of this reservoir. It's the largest storage reservoir in our city water system, and it's the largest municipal reservoir in all of Orange County. This reservoir was completed in 1968. It was formed by constructing this earthen dam over here to my right. It has served the community for 40 years, and it has served it well. Imported water from the Colorado River flows into this reservoir. It is treated at the treatment plant just down the hill and then served to all of East Anaheim. For the residents, for the businesses, for irrigating yards, and for helping to fight wildfires. It's common practice for reservoirs of this type to periodically do a major rehabilitation just to make sure that they continue to operate effectively. This project was broad in its scope. It included replacement of the existing liner, the addition of seismic monitoring equipment, improvements to water quality, since after all, this is a drinking water reservoir.
I believe the next 40 years this reservoir will continue to be a functional, recreational element of very great historical significance. And in fact, speaking of history, a couple months ago, the latest contractors were giving the concrete A that's over behind us a facelift. And as they were about to patch a hole, they noticed a letter inside. It turned out that the handwritten letter was placed in the A by the original City Property Maintenance Division crew who fabricated that monument back in the 1970s. You can see a sample of it in the program book, but frankly, it's a neat reminder of how things just don't get built in a day and how there's pride in keeping knowledge alive.
I think what is here at Walnut Canyon is an opportunity for us to celebrate a lot of things in the city. First, it's been a commitment of this current city council and leadership team to really look at all of our city assets and magnify them. One, make sure they're improved to the proper standard, but more importantly, make sure that that single utilitarian use that sometimes is found at a traditional asset is magnified. And I really do think that is what was sought to be accomplished here at Walnut Canyon. The great work that the utility does, but how can this be more enhanced so that all of the residents of the community find additional value here? And I think it's really important, and we all should thank Marcy and her team for looking at ways to incorporate the walking paths, the bike paths, the rest areas, the additional benches, all of the elements that most cities, most water functions don't look at as important. But here they are important because this is doesn't have to be a negative to a community. In fact, this is certainly an asset to this community, not just for the utilitarian use of having water available for us to drink and put out fires with, but also that water is beautiful, and to be able to have people enjoy it and walk around it, and having that whole gang of 5-year-olds run me over on their bicycles. Those are benefits. Those are good things. But more importantly, I want to thank our city team for being aware and concerned about the neighbors and the neighborhood and the long-term aspects to ensure our city has the ability to survive not just another week or two or through difficult economic times, but for the long haul. And that's what your city team has looked at, and my council and I truly appreciate them, and certainly you.
3. All right, do it. Do it. All right, thank you.
It works. Yeah.
Well, this 40-year-old project, we just did a major rehabilitation of it. It's typical on projects like this to occasionally redo or rehabilitate them to make sure that they'll continue to provide good service. The project consisted of relining of the reservoir, installing additional seismic equipment, and improving the public space around the reservoir. The water in this reservoir is really imported to Southern California from the Colorado River. This water comes into this reservoir. It's then treated at the nearby treatment plant, and it serves all of the East Anaheim. It's important to have this facility functioning well to ensure reliable service to all of our businesses and residents in East Anaheim.
It's so beautiful to have this because it's not only a source of water for the community, but it's also a recreation source for the neighborhood. And there was so much forethought in doing this rededication because this holds millions of gallons of water. And it is just, it's, as I mentioned, the largest water reservoir that is owned by a city in all of Orange County. So we are blessed to have a public utility manager in Marcy Edwards, her public utilities board members who actually supported this project, and the city that had the resources to make it come to fruition today.